Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Destiny video. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to make this very fun and very good PvE Arc Hunter build. This one is going to make you like a wall. You will get supers so fast. I'm talking I've gotten some fast in 30 seconds. And it's just overall extremely good. It makes you like a wall. It makes you indestructible. A lot of healing, a lot of melee, a lot of good fun. So, without further ado, guys, if you want to see more like this, subscribe and like this video. It lets me know that you guys want to see more. And without further ado, let's get right into this one. Alright, so this build has a lot of components that's going to allow you to kind of make it into your own. But I'm going to show you what I use, the exact stuff I used, and I'm going to even give you suggestions for how you can even maybe make this better, more unique, or whichever way you want to put it. So, starting off, here is going to be our weapon of choice. So our weapon of choice is going to be Centrifuse. Now, Centrifuse is amazing. It's got things like running will allow you to reload the gun by itself, and its perk is also very, very good, which is sprinting, sliding, and firing this weapon will build a temporary electrostatic charge that increases your range and reload speed. And when you have a high charge, final blows will cause them to explode, and a maximum charge will cause a blinding explosion. So this is really good in itself. It's going to cause a blinding explosion on a lot of enemies. And pairing that with the catalyst is going to make this even better, because with the catalyst, it is while amplified, this weapon will gradually gain overcharge, which our build is going to have us be amplified almost all the time. So this is really, really good, and it's going to make it so that when we're amplified, we can stop sprinting, we can stop firing, and we're going to stay at max charge. But obviously that is not where this ends, because obviously the weapon of choice isn't going to keep us there forever. So moving on to the subclass. So starting off with your super, you're going to want to use Gathering Storm. Gathering Storm is a very fast, easy to use, quick super, and it does the job. And moving on to the abilities, you're going to want Gambler's Dodge, because obviously when you dodge near enemies, it refunds your melee entirely. You're going to want any jump. It does not matter which jump you use. You can go ahead and use whatever. You want Combination Blow because it's going to stack up higher damage for your melees. And of course, defeating targets with this ability will fully restore your dodge and give you some health. And it's going to be what we synergize. And your grenade, you can honestly use any grenade you want. There's no harm in whatever you use. So that's your abilities. And Combination Blow and Gambler's Dodge is a no trade. It has to be that. But your aspects is what's going to make it. And we're going to start here with Flow State. So Flow State is going to allow you to become amplified when you defeat a jolted target. And while you're amplified, your dodge recharges more quickly and you're more resilient while dodging. And your reload speed is greatly increased. So it's very, very worth it. And of course, you're also going to need Lethal Current. Lethal Current is going to allow you to, after dodging, your next melee attack has increased lunge range, jolts the target, and creates a damaging aftershock. And any jolted target damage will also be blinded. Super worth it. These two synergize, especially with Combination Blow, like crazy. And it allows you to create this amazing combo of melee dodge, melee dodge, melee dodge, because it's always going to be powered up. So of course we'll have mods that'll help them out in case you mess up a dodge or something, but we still need to get through these fragments, so why don't we start with them now? So to begin, you're going to want Spark of Discharge. Discharge is going to allow your arc weapon final blows, or Centrifuse, to have a chance to create an ionic trace. Now you're going to want Amplitude as well, and this is going to allow rapidly defeating targets while you're amplified to generate an orb of power. Then you're going to want Spark of Resistance. This is just going to allow you to take more damage. You're more resistant when you're surrounded by combatants. And last but not least, you're going to want Spark of Brilliance, which is defeating a blinded target with precision damage will create a blinding explosion, which of course we're going to do with Centrifuse. So Centrifuse is going to be amazing because it blinds people on a full charge explosion. And of course, we're going to be amplified all the time, so we're always going to have a max charge. This is what makes Centrifuse so perfect with this build. So as I was saying, you can mix and match whatever you want. But of course, it's not going to be the exact same. The only thing I'd say is if you wanted to switch the exotic, you can switch it to whatever you would like, as in an arc weapon, so risk runner or whatnot. But I highly don't advise you do that. I strictly say stick with Centrifuse. Centrifuse is what pairs so nicely with this whole build. I definitely recommend just sticking with Centrifuse. But if you don't have Centrifuse, use a different arc weapon as a substitute, because I know not everybody might have Centrifuse. So if you have something maybe like Risk Runner, go ahead and use that if you have to. But if you have Centrifuse, yet again, definitely advise you use Centrifuse. So for now, we have the weapons and the subclass done with. And there's only one main thing we have to still do to be able to complete this full build, and that's the armor mods. So let's move right into that. So for armor mods, starting off with the helmet, you're going to want Arc Siphon and Hands-On and Dynamo. Arc Siphon is going to allow your Centrifuse to create a bunch of orbs of power, and the rest is how we're going to get our super back so fast. Now for the gauntlets, you're going to want Fastball, Impact Induction, and Heavy-Handed. You can change Fastball if you would like. That's just my personal preference. If there's enough energy cost, you can change it to whatever you would like to do. I like Fastball. I have a hard time honestly playing without it because I've used it for so long. So I have Fastball, and then you can use anything you would like in place of Fastball. But one Impact Induction and one Heavy-Handed for sure. So definitely, you can change Fastball if you'd like, if there's enough energy cost, but definitely one Impact Induction and Heavy-Handed. Now for the chest, you're going to want to have any resistance that if you know of. So in other words, if a game mode you're going into, like the Grandmasters, has solar and void damage, go put a solar and void resistance on. If you don't know what it is, go ahead and just put melee and concussive dampener on. This is going to be the best options because we're going to be close range and there's always a lot of AoE damage. Now for the legs, you're going to want to have Recuperation, Better Already, and Arc Weapon Surge. These two are going to allow you to get your health back on any orb pickup, a little chunk of health, and starting regen. And Arc Weapon Surge is going to allow Centrifuse to do better damage. And last but not least, the cape or class item, if you're doing this on another class and just trying to make it as close as you can. You want Distribution, you want Bomber, and Outreach. Now I will say, you can change Bomber out if you would like to Powerful Attraction. Bomber is not the most useful one because it's going to reduce your grenade cooldown when using your class ability, which of course you're using a lot of class abilities, but grenades, while they are useful in the build, aren't essential. So definitely if you want to swap it out with Powerful Attraction, be my guest. Absolutely go ahead. So that's all the armor perks you're going to need. This is going to allow you to create a combo like no other. So all you're going to have to do to get this to work is melee an enemy and defeat it with a powered melee attack, which of course you're probably going to have. And if you don't have one, that's where your dodge comes in. Dodge next to an enemy and you're going to get your melee refunded instantly. So you're going to just want to go dodge, get your super powered melee attack, and then hit an enemy with it and defeat him. And if you don't defeat him, in case you didn't know, Combination Blow will allow you to continuously use a powered melee until you defeat a target. So just keep hitting. Just keep going and going until you finally defeat it. And then it'll give you Combination Blow times 1 or 2 or 3, depending on which level you are. And after you consume it, go ahead and dodge next to the enemies and hit another one. And just keep going. You can see in the background that I'm doing this exact thing, playing Altars of Sorrow on the moon, and I'm able to take out certain ogres and certain wizards and all that with like 1 or 2 hits. Now I will mention that while this will work on more like mini bosses, don't fully expect it to be able to kill them super fast and everything. Bosses are going to be a lot harder to hit, and especially because you're just using your melee. This is more ad control. This is more, creating a wall that you're not going to let a bunch of ads through. Or if you have teammates that are going to go ahead and do boss DPS, you can definitely be ad clear at this. This will be able to do boss DPS. This can take out boss DPS. I'm not saying it can't. But what I am definitely saying is that don't expect this to be the 10 million damage, killing Atheon in 2 hits kind of thing. Now, I will mention, though, that you can pair this with a 1-2 punch shotgun. 1-2 punch shotgun will allow you to do even more, but personally, I actually don't have one. I checked and I don't. I'm kind of surprised. Not even in my vault. But 1-2 punch will allow you to output a lot more damage. So definitely check for 1-2 punch shotguns and go ahead and grab one of those and use them. Try it out and so on and so forth. Now, when I went through the list, you might realize that I did not have an exotic on, and there's a reason for that. I wanted to show you how powerful this build can be even without an exotic. This is an amazing build, and I don't even have it potentially at its full strength. So there is many exotics you can use with this to try and make it even better. And some that you might not even think about. So of course you have ones like Assassin's Cowl. This will allow you to go invisible and gain health on powered melee kills, which guess what is the entire idea of the build. So yes, Assassin's Cowl is absolutely probably one of the best ones you can use. Other than Assassin's Cowl, you can use ones like Shinobu's Vow. Shinobu's Vow is very good if you're using skip grenades. So of course, I said it before, grenades are not going to be used as much as like melee and all that. But if you really like Shinobu's Vow, go ahead, be my guest. Use Shinobu's Vow. Another one is Liar's Handshake. Liar's Handshake is going to allow you to do more damage and I believe even regenerate some good old health. So absolutely go ahead, use Liar's Handshakes, get more damage, get more health, all in one hit. And we also have other ones like Lucky Raspberry, another one for grenades, but we'll go ahead and boost your Arc Bolt grenades. And an obvious one, Star Eater's Scales, is going to be another good choice. It will allow your Gathering Storm to go crazy. And with that, we have reached the end. Thank you everybody so much for watching. There's still a couple days left of Festival of the Lost, so get out there, get some candy, and finish those Festival of the Lost challenges. If you guys like this video, leave a like and subscribe. It's the best way to let me know that you guys want to see more Destiny content. And we also have a bunch of other Destiny content you probably still haven't seen. So if you want to see them, go ahead and find them. There'll be some here on the screen for you to click on right here at the end. We have other games too, so there's got to be something on there I know there is that you will definitely like. So without further ado, I'll see you all later.